Happy Tuesday morning to you guys.
Yeah, welcome to another week.
Another
we're
week.
All still standing. At least as far as I can tell, we're all still standing.
And we're set free-ish.
Kind of.
A little bit.
We've got a longer tether. Let's say a longer tether.
Yes, there we go.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah. But it's kind of exciting coming into this week for Tuesday Talk just because things have changed.
We have something.
And so, yeah, we have something to kind of look forward to, something a little bit different as far as the new Safer at Home order. So, yeah, we'll kind of dive into that here in a couple of minutes once we know everything's up and functioning and you guys are logging in to listen. So,
what's happening this week? We're still in April.
We're still in April.
April.
Rounding the corner into
28th,
May.
So
May 1st is Friday.
Yeah.
Friday.
But the big news, obviously, showings.
Yeah, so the stay-at-home state order expired Sunday night at midnight.
Right.
So we moved into Safer at Home, which the governor specifically drafted out what that looks like. We all got that information online yesterday around 10 a.m.-ish. And we have our own special category in the actual order.
Yeah.
So it's a 34-page document. I'll end up linking it in the comments below for those of you that actually like to read that stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to dissect and digest just the little parts that you need to know. On page 5 of the order, under section 2E, it references field services and real estate. So we're considered field services because we don't necessarily work in an office. We're out in the field in other people's homes. If you look at, I'm going to grab my notes. If you look at section 2E on page 5, you're going to find field services. And under there, it says, all field services, including real estate, may resume operations in accordance to social distancing requirements. Allowable activities are in-person real estate showings and marketing services.
Good.
Key phrase, marketing services. So a lot of your questions have been, hey, can we do in-person showings? Yes. Can we have a photographer come out? Can we do staging? Can we have a house cleaner come in? All those things are now allowed under this portion of the order.
Because they're all considered field services.
Exactly. Yeah. So lawn care, housekeeping, electricians and plumbers were already considered essential, but they even break down those industries as well. So marketing services, we like the addition of that. But you have to adhere to social distancing requirements. And here's what I want you guys to be very, very cognizant of. This order states, with cleaning and disinfection in between each showing, beginning April 27th. Open houses are still prohibited. So basically, the new language for the order, yes on showings, yes on marketing services, but you guys are going to need to come up with a plan between you and your sellers if you have a listing on how you're planning to disinfect the property after every showing.
Yeah, and it's very vague. They didn't give us guidelines or guidance on exactly what that meant.
No.
It's up to the individual agent, whether is it the agent that goes back in, is it the seller that goes back in. So interesting. We will give you some guidance as we go through this and get some information from our attorneys as to maybe what we should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, what comes to mind is, hopefully you don't have to go over to the property after every showing. Maybe your seller will feel comfortable if they have some Lysol wipes or some Clorox bleach just to wipe down the lockbox, wipe down the front door handle inside and out, wipe down the back door handle. I don't know what other things people are going to be touching as they're coming in and out of the houses. I know you guys are being really good about keeping doors and cabinets and closets open so people can peek into things. So I don't think you have to go through and Lysol the entire property, but just those hard surfaces that people have to touch in order to get inside or outside of the property.
Right.
Is kind of what my guidance is. So as we learn more,
again, this
we'll get that to you.
Just got dropped on our laps today, and so we'll mull through it and help you guys with this. But if you've got a current listing right now, you need to start those conversations with your sellers and kind of come up with your own protocol. I don't think there's a real right or wrong way. It's just make sure we're doing something. So, but again, we'll get you some guidance here in the next day or two.
Yeah, and then on vacant homes, the suggestion has been that you can actually leave cleaning supplies at the property and ask the buyer's agent once they're done showing the property. They end the showing, they wave their buyer goodbye, they go back into the property and actually wipe down surfaces. So, you know, on a vacant property, maybe you can solicit buyer's agent's help so that you don't have to drive over after every single showing, but someone has to be responsible for it. The other thing that came up in this order is the use of masks and gloves for any in-person contact. So whether it be a buyer's presentation, a listing presentation, or showings, that's in office and in the field. So we're trying to figure out if the interpretation is that our clients also have to be armed with those face masks and gloves.
I think
everybody in the group has to have those precautions in place.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't mean that you have to provide them. It just means that everyone has to be covered up.
Yeah, exactly. So remind your buyers that as they're coming for their showings, you guys all need to be wearing gloves and you all need to be wearing masks.
And I'm guessing it's probably going to be incumbent upon you to have spares in the event that they don't have them, for you to have them. Thank you, Parker. He did post the full text of the order on the Facebook. So that's already up if you want to read the whole 30 pages. But again, there's just a couple sections that really apply to us that Stacey outlined.
Yep, exactly. So the other thing that we want to talk about is the Appendix B, and that's kind of the supplement that we've been discussing, the use of face masks, the use of gloves. You're supposed to change your gloves after every client. Showings, they didn't specifically outline how many people can attend a showing. Again, we're standing by our best business practice of 3, 1 realtor, 2 decision makers. Is there in the Appendix B of the order, it states that they really want to minimize children attending, and they want to keep only people within the same household going to the showing. So as we discussed weeks ago, no neighbors, no friends, no grandparents, no parents. It needs to all be people that are currently, in theory, quarantining together within the same household.
Yeah, and that's important. So
that's very important.
When we say 2 decision makers, and that doesn't mean maybe a father and a son, or mom and the daughter. Or whatever, of 2 different households. Well, it's only 2 people. No, we're talking if they're quarantined already together, great, but not extended family. So really, we just got to be smart about this, because the last thing we want to do is get a pullback again.
Yeah, and I think that's our biggest fear, and what everybody is trying to be so aware of is not abusing, not overusing, making sure that you follow these instructions very, very, very strictly and being extremely responsible, because we saw how when we were given a little bit of leeway, we ended up having them, the Attorney General, retract our privileges. So last thing we want to do is get halfway through the week and say, oh, no more showings because people are acting irresponsible. So let's be the responsible ones out there so that we can keep this privilege, because right now it is a privilege.
Yeah.
So what else? I think the only other things that I wanted to bring to your attention, we are going to be also posting a PDF. There's a lot of things us as a brokerage firm have to relay information to you guys on proper sanitation, washing hands, but also in the event that you exhibit signs of COVID, you're supposed to report those to us so that we can then make sure that you're not showing properties, that the buyers that you've been working with or clients you've been working with have been notified. So there's just some different measures that we're going to be putting in place, Todd and I as a brokerage firm, but making sure that you guys get all the information on how you're supposed to report to us. But that's kind of the biggest thing. You're supposed to be tracking and logging all the people that you meet with. In the event that you do end up getting sick, you can notify those parties.
Right.
So that was all part of that Appendix
And again, we'll get this out to you guys in writing.
Exactly.
Norvin Massey, cleaning handrails, definitely.
Yes, cleaning handrails, absolutely. Yeah. So otherwise, it's just the normal social distancing, 6 foot, 6 feet apart. Other than that, I think that hits all the main things. There are like 12 different things in this Appendix B, but you guys can read those on your own. We hit the big ones.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe we'll just grab this and
Yeah,
get that posted.
it's just a PDF that reminds you of all the things that you're supposed to be doing. So I'll get that linked in. Yep.
So to address the showing issue again, I mean, we have addressed this multiple times, and Scott has addressed this too.
Yeah, Scott Peterson.
Scott Peterson. What to do with the specific cities or counties where they have not specified whether or not you can show.
Yeah.
And they've rolled back, however, the stay at home.
Yeah. So let's just get even that much more specific before you dive into that.
Yeah.
The counties that, the one county that we're going to talk about that moved into the safer at home is Douglas County. Douglas County, the numbers were low enough. They've had, 2 weeks of declining numbers that Tri-County Health said we're okay to move Douglas County into the next phase. However, Boulder, Denver, Arapahoe, Adams, Jefferson, all said we're not quite there yet. So they kept the stay at home using the current order that the state had prior to expiration. Now, the caveat to that is that each county is now in charge of interpreting that stay-at-home order, enforcing that stay-at-home order. And we've had Boulder and Denver have been great because they've actually explained what we can and can't do in the real estate services field. The other counties haven't yet. So when we get the question of, if you're in still a county that has a stay-at-home order, are you able to show? We aren't 100% certain, but Boulder and Denver you can, because they've specifically given and outlined instructions on how to do that.
Right.
So Denver says real estate agents, appraisers, showings, and closings. All they said was you just have to observe extreme physical distancing, but all those things can take place. Boulder was a little more specific. They're allowing in-person showings under the following conditions: appointment only, no open houses, mask required for all participants, number of participants have to be left to just the decision makers, and social distancing requirements being followed at all times. So they were a little more specific. Arapahoe and Adams and Jefferson haven't.
They haven't been extremely specific.
Yeah.
So we've gone into this. Scott has gone into our reasoning behind what I'll just give you the answer to be. Yes, we think you can show. And it's and we can give you why we think that. It really doesn't matter why we think that, because right now there isn't anything that says you can't. And it's up in the air, and until they specify or change something, our belief is go show.
Go show cautiously.
Cautiously, and again, we're talking 1 or 2 people looking at homes. And if something comes down where they're more specific in restricting, we'll let you guys know. But right now, the common thought out there is let's move forward and along with what the state has said and keep showing.
Yeah, and I think the precedent set by Boulder County and Denver County is letting us know that they're moving us in the right direction, and the other counties just haven't taken the time to disseminate that information out. So until we get something that states you cannot show in Arapahoe County, you cannot show in Jefferson County, go ahead and...
That's our best advice.
And do that. So Colorado Association of Realtors still believes that a real estate transaction starts at the listing, which would include marketing services, staging, photography, showings, going under contract, inspections, appraisals. So we're going on that thought.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there we go.
So in a nutshell,
go
show houses.
Go show houses cautiously,
responsibly.
Key. Yeah.
Don't
what did I say the other day? Something. Stay low.
Stay low, go show, or go show, stay low. Yeah.
Lay low.
Lay low, go show. That's what it was.
Lay
low, go show.
Yeah. So anyway, what else we got?
So I
want to
go into stats, but first of all, I want to read off a quick quote that I found last night. Some of you may have seen this already. Let me just pull it up. I really liked it. I just thought this was kind of cool. So it's a picture of a sailboat on
you can show
calm waters with a nice little sunset. Don't know if you can
It kind of
see
looks like
that.
Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. And it says, the pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. And the realist adjusts the sails.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too. And I feel like we're doing so much adapting right now. We're all trying to adapt day to day, week to week. What can we do? What can't we do? So yeah, I think we just need to keep adjusting our sails.
Yeah. And be realists.
Yeah.
This is what we're dealing with. Let's deal with it. And let's adjust, adapt,
Yep.
and keep moving forward, because we all have livelihoods that we need to continue, and people have needs. They need to buy, they need to sell, and we
Yep.
need to stay safe and healthy. So we just
Exactly.
need to adapt and do all this. I have 9 cautious showings today with gloves. Oh, that's amazing, Kiefer.
There you go, Kiefer. Yeah.
And I am hearing already, I've had several texts today going, I'm showing, I'm listing.
You guys are
you
busy.
guys are busy. And again, I haven't watched the news. It's been like 5 days. A snippet I'll watch, but not much, because we're kind of back into this world where Colorado and Denver is really in its own little world in real estate. We've been in our own little world for a long time, and sometimes you read, oh my gosh, the housing market's going to plummet, it's going to crash. Well, you can read the next article that says this is a great time to buy because it's going to spike because we don't have any listings in the inventory.
Yeah.
So our market has been
It's unique.
on a terror for years. And I still don't see it stopping. There's just so much demand here, and so many people want to live here, that put your blinders on, help your
thing.
clients, get them what they need, keep moving forward. We're going to have bumps. We're going to have to adapt, but people are willing to adapt. I mean, I'm seeing the posts that you guys are selling, putting houses under contract when we couldn't show them, and people are ecstatic because they still beat out 5 of their offers.
Yeah.
Sight unseen. So now we're back to, I get to see it.
Yeah, exactly. At least they get to see it
Yeah.
before they write the contract.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Kathy Harder. It was fun to see her post that she had some clients. There were 2 other offers. They got the house sight unseen, and they got to go see it for the first time. And they were so excited. They fell in love with it. And so, yeah, all is well. They're moving forward. So
That's
it's great
awesome.
to hear those stories. Is our video working okay?
I think we're doing okay.
All right, awesome. So let's see. Let's dive into some statistics, since we were just kind of talking about the market. I don't think we're going to see a ton of change in our stats last week compared to the previous week, because we were still under the no showings portion of things. So this week I'm really excited to look at the stats. Well, it would be next week.
Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday, look at the stats for this week, because I actually think we're going to start to see some strides. So new listings, because we still weren't able to show, we're down 40% compared to the same time last year. So it was about 1,000 units less came on the market. But we still had 1,500 people put their houses on the market last week.
That still
In a
amazes me.
7-day period, 1,500 people listed. Yeah, 1,000 less than last year.
Yes, it's a lot less than before, but we're not even supposed to be showing or doing anything. And so it's amazing that we did that, and now we can go and we can meet with our clients again. We can market property again. Yeah, I'm really excited to see this next week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a real good week. So pending transactions, as you can imagine, there aren't as many listings on the market, so there's not as much supply.
Right.
Our pending transactions are down 51% last week compared to the same time last year. That was about 927 units less. So we had 1,000 less listings and 927 less sales. It kind of all goes hand
Makes
in hand.
sense,
So,
yeah.
Closed sales, so those were things that were already in the pipeline, down 25%, down about 400 units compared to the same time last year, which is really not bad. And especially if you look at year over year, 2018 to 2019 was 24% down.
Wow.
Compared to 2018. So 2018, we had 2,000 closed transactions. 2019, it was 1,500. And then this year, it was 1,100. So it's been progressively declining just because of that
it's
supply.
the inventory. It's the inventory. Yeah. We've been saying it for years. Inventory.
You can't close on things that you don't have.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyways, I'm not too afraid of any of those statistics. They actually aren't that bad.
Could have been much worse.
Yeah.
I was expecting lower numbers than that.
I was expecting, we had 200 listings come on the market last week, folks.
Yeah, so I mean...
as far as equity agents writing offers last week, there were 17 buyer contracts that were generated. So,
and again, that's not listings. We're not tracking the listings that went under contract. It's just much easier for me to track the buyers. So
yeah, and these were buyers that could not get inside homes to look at them. So you guys were writing those provisions that, get to view the property within 48 hours, the contract acceptance, and you wrote 17 offers. So
that's awesome. We went 19, 19, 17 is with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's all in the last 3 weeks. We've still put almost 60 properties on buyer sides together.
Exactly. So the final stat is showings are still down 88% here locally in Denver.
So 12% of the people somehow still got into
So there were still
showing.
12% of people that created
Not everyone's
showings.
being aware of what's going on.
Yeah. But anyways, so that number crept up just a little bit because the previous week we were down like 94%. Nationally, showings are only down 45% because there are other states that have been allowed to show all of this time. So really nationally, the numbers aren't quite as scary. But this week, those numbers are going to pop right back up.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see.
It'll be fun to watch that chart and just really see how everything spikes. So those are your stats for today.
Awesome.
I think that's it.
Cool.
So let's see what questions.
Any questions that we got here? We got people talking about where to get this stuff, where to get your PPE, and I think if the stores are selling it, then obviously it's okay to be buying them and not worry about
the masks. You're talking about masks and gloves and hand sanitizer. Yeah.
Gina Arm said they found them at Costco a week ago. So
gloves at Costco.
Good to know.
Perfect.
Gotta love Costco.
I haven't looked for hand sanitizer. I fortunately had a fairly decent supply of that kind of stuff on
Something
hand.
we just always seem to have.
I just always had that. And I had literally purchased a big 32-ounce one back in December as we were kind of coming into flu season. But are you guys able to find the smaller 8-ounce hand sanitizers? I'm just thinking for those of you that have listings coming on the market, having your hand sanitizer station, is it hard to get that stuff? I'm not sure. I haven't really looked, so I'm kind of curious on that too. But that's good.
That's good to know
that everybody is passing along where you can get stuff. So
thank you. Any questions for you guys? I'm not seeing any questions at this moment. I think you guys just all want to go show, get going here.
Go show and launch listings and
So
let's talk about our self-mastery workshop.
Yes,
coming
I'm
up.
very excited about the self-mastery workshop, and I see that a lot of comments have been posted on our Facebook post about it.
Good.
If you don't know about the self-mastery, please go and look at it on the Facebook. I think we pinned it as an announcement. If not, I will get it pinned. But check it out with all the details of all the classes coming up. But again,
we also put it in your weekly update yesterday evening that you got at 7:00.
Yes, so check that.
Check your email.
But anyway, we did this a year ago, and again, it was open up to a select group of people. We kind of kept it small and intimate.
Yep.
And
it was called Master Class.
Yeah, we just kind of wanted to kick it off and see how it worked. It was something that Stacey and I have been doing for quite some time, and we wanted to share it with others. And now there's no better time for all of us to take advantage of what we have learned and to share. And Brian Johnson is the speaker, the coach, the trainer, the philosopher, whatever you want to call, who we'll be watching him speak and share his thoughts on, we got 6 courses is that we're starting with?
Yeah, we're starting with 6. So there's just going to be 6 courses in this edition of the workshop, and it will go every other Monday. Right. Is how that's going to look. So,
and he speaks for about an hour. The whole video is about an hour long, and what I like to do is it's pretty in depth. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is really how to live your life at the ultimate, how to be the best version of yourself, and how do you construct that? How do you put that together?
Yeah, because this is not sales techniques
this is
and
not
growing
real
your
estate.
business. This is like self-mastery, and that's why we called it that. It's about building daily habits. It's about having rituals. It's about embracing your family, the things that are important to you, setting goals, building confidence. I mean, there's just so many components to this. And there's over 35 different classes, and we handpicked the 6 that we thought were going to be most beneficial, just based upon kind of where we all are in life right now. And some of it will be a repeat for those of you who have already done masterclass. But if you're like us, you've drifted a lot.
Yeah, I need a repeat.
I need a repeat. I need like to reboot, like restart, and revisit all of these topics again. So it will be a little bit of a repeat for a couple people who have already done some of it, but I think we all...
I think everyone...
Yeah.
I mean, we know people have taken Brian Buffini
like 4
multiple times. And this... I mean, I love Brian Buffini, a great way to build your real estate business.
Yeah, but this is for life.
This is for life. This is amazing, and I hope we have a really good turnout, and that you guys can stick it out and work through this, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll watch the part of the video. We'll send out the PDF, so you guys have a little booklet for every one of these classes.
Yeah, it's like a 10-page booklet that you'll follow along with.
And we'll stop the video and we'll talk. So this is going to be on Zoom, so not just Facebook Live where you guys are watching us. We need interaction. You'll need to talk and share thoughts of how you can envision putting some of this stuff into practice in your life. And I think we'll get a lot more out of it when we share. And hopefully some of those people that have taken this last year with us maybe can post something and just encourage you guys to really check this out and get the most out of it.
It's cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about it as we're going through the video. You'll be taking notes. And literally when you get done with this class, you've already figured out ways to implement this like the second you're done. So it's awesome. And then we come back, 2 weeks later, and we talk about how did it go? What did you succeed at? How is daily life looking with the things that you learned and the tools that you now have? And then we take it to the next step.
Yeah. So, and a lot of it's just about being aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aware. Yeah. I mean, so many of us just, we get up, we do the same thing. We just kind of go through the day and then we do it again. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it's been a year. It's been 5 years. What, am I achieving what I want to achieve in all kinds of aspects of my life, whether it's spiritual and love and hobbies and sports and work.
Yeah.
So this really helps you take a look at yourself and are you going where you want to be going? And are you in control of where you're going?
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even know where you want to be going.
And that's a huge part.
That's what really helped me when we started doing this, is I was like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. And I sure hope that a few years from now, I might be able to identify something that I can really, latch onto. And so it really kind of helped me really get down to the nitty gritty on what do I like, what do I enjoy, and what's kind of that 2-year, 5-year, 10-year plan look like. So that was exciting.
Yeah, the whys. The whys in life. Why do we do what we do, and what do we want to do? So thanks, Paul. Paul just reposted.
So yeah, that was kind of cool. But we love how we'll come on in the first class and talk the first 20 to 30 minutes just kind of about what the day is going to look like. We'll do that video, starting and stopping it, when there's key components that we want to talk about. And then we'll do a wrap up, a 20 to 30 minute wrap up on, what did you like? What did you get out of it? What can you implement today? And then we'll do that 6 times.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So that starts next Monday, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Block 2 hours
block
for this.
2 hours.
I mean, this and block it, meaning shut the door, don't have any distractions, because
because it's not something you can just push play and listen to while you're doing other things. Like you need to be fully engaged. And I think we're starting with Masterpiece Days, I believe is the first one that I picked out. So how to create what Brian calls a masterpiece day, the perfect day, whatever that means to you. So, and then how to replicate, replicate that. Because I think I told you last week, I said, oh my gosh, my Tuesday was a masterpiece day. Like I got up and I did this and I did this and I did, and just like everything felt in sync. And I remember saying, I don't know how to replicate that. I don't know how to do it again. And that's what Masterpiece Days teaches you, is how can you replicate the things that you want to be doing every single day. So
anyway,
I'm excited.
We're excited. We'll get that going for you guys next Monday. Sandra, looks like you've both been in the sun. Well, we are. we're locked in, stay at home, getting our bike rides in, and Stacey getting her run in, and and then
hanging out in the backyard with the dog, and the weather's been beautiful. You guys have some great weather this week too. So,
and we will be heading back to Colorado here shortly.
Yeah, here in a couple weeks.
The weather's looking good and consistent, and that was part of our Masterpiece Days. For us to have our Masterpiece Days, we know that we need consistent, nice weather. Because we're not good at fighting cold weather and getting our bike rides or our runs in. So
which makes us much better people.
Yeah, much happier.
Much better people.
So it's time to come back home. I need to start again with one push-up. Yes, Sandra, you remember.
Oh, yes, the one push-up.
Yes. Too easy to fail. You guys are going to learn some cool stuff.
I need that too easy to fail
Too
concept
easy to fail. Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys, and we will see you guys on Monday, because again, this is Zoom. So please be ready. Have your video working. This is not lurking. This isn't hiding in the background and just checking it. This is being a part of this. You got to have video. You got to have audio. You got to be sharing with us.
Yeah. And you guys don't have to look perfect. I mean, if that's your biggest fear and why you won't join us on a Monday morning, because my hair's in a ponytail and my kids were pulling at me and I didn't sleep well last night.
No.
I don't care if you're in your sweats, in your pajamas. If you look terrible, turn on your video and let's do this. So
awesome. Let's do this.
So questions. What questions do
I'm
you
not
have?
seeing
Any questions on masterclass? Any questions on stay at home, safer at home, showings? I think...
great question, Greg. Looking forward to masterclass. Great stuff. Yeah, Greg did this before. Is there a registration necessary? Just join with the link. Just join with the link.
Yep, there's no RSVP required. I'm going to take the PDF workbook that you guys need on Monday, and I will actually post it on Facebook so you can download it straight from Facebook. So you don't have to send me an email so that I know that you need materials. Just download the link, show up. I'll get you your workbook online.
And Rocio just said we send out the PDF ahead. So,
yes, exactly.
We will have that uploaded each time.
Yep.
So we're not going to send them all out because it'll overwhelm you.
Yeah, so we'll just take that class, and I'll probably send them like on Sunday, so you have them a day before and you can kind of look through it. But
awesome. Any other questions? Let's see. I'm not seeing anything else.
Good.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you guys so much for
joining us. Have a great
week.
Keep posting on Facebook and let us know what you guys are doing too. You guys sharing your successes right now is really important for those that are struggling, because there are people struggling, wondering, is the market okay? What's happening? I'm stuck at home, and maybe they're not working with clients, but there's a lot of you that are working with clients, and that just really lifts people up to see that things are going on. So please keep sharing your successes on Facebook with us. We really appreciate it. So
yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, have a great rest of your week. See you guys.
We'll talk to you later.